So, you're studying the respiratory system? What an inspiration! Now, before we get started, let's talk about why we breathe. The cells in our body need oxygen in order to survive and keep us alive. After about 5 or 10 minutes without oxygen, you are likely to develop serious and possibly irreversible brain damage due to the lack of oxygen in the brain. What is in the air we breathe? Air is made up of 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and 1% of other gases such as argon, carbon dioxide, and methane. Every 3 to 5 seconds, nerve impulses stimulate the breathing process. So what's this breathing process all about? One word: respiration. Respiration is the sequence of events that results in the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the atmosphere and the body's cells. The respiratory system consists of the upper and lower respiratory tracts. The upper tract consists of the nose and nasal cavity, the paranasal sinuses, the pharynx, the larynx, and the epiglottis. The lower tract consists of the trachea, the bronchi and the bronchioles, the alveoli and the lungs. This is what we will be focusing on. The lower respiratory tract can be divided into two zones, the conducting zone and the respiratory zone. The conducting zone provides channels for air to reach gas exchange sites, and the respiratory zone is the main site for gas exchange. Let's talk about the structures of the lower respiratory tract. The trachea, also known as the windpipe, is the air passageway connecting the larynx to the bronchial tubes, helping to carry air into and out of the lungs. The bronchi are the two air tubes that are the main passageway of atmospheric air directly into the lungs. The bronchi further branch into the bronchioles, which help to carry oxygen into the alveoli. The alveolar ducts serve as this connection between the bronchioles and the alveolar sacs. The alveolar sacs are clusters of alveoli, which are the main site of gaseous exchange. This is able to be done through a thin layer of squamous epithelium. Ultimately, the lungs are the main organ of the respiratory system, where oxygen is taken into and transported around the body, and carbon dioxide is removed from the blood and then expelled out. Now, how do we breathe? Inhalation, or breathing in, is initiated by the diaphragm and supported by the external intercostal muscles. When the diaphragm contracts, the ribcage expands and allows more air to flow into the lungs. During exhalation, or breathing out, the opposite occurs and the diaphragm and ribcage return to normal due to the lungs' natural elasticity. This is generally a passive process. The purpose of respiration is to perform gas exchange, a process that involves ventilation. Ventilation is the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, moving between the lungs and the blood. This occurs in the lungs between the alveoli and the network of tiny blood capillaries located in the walls of the alveoli. The walls of the alveoli share an endothelial membrane with the capillaries, enabling oxygen and carbon dioxide to move freely between the respiratory system and the bloodstream. Pulmonary gas exchange is the process where oxygen molecules attach to red blood cells, which then travel to the heart. The carbon dioxide molecules in the alveoli are then released back through the respiratory system into the air with the next exhalation. The respiratory system's role in homeostasis is providing a constant supply of oxygen to cells for aerobic respiration, to supply energy to working muscles for movement. Though what is more important is the removal of the waste product carbon dioxide at the same rate it is being produced. This is because carbon dioxide is acidic, and high amounts can denature and destroy cells, as they can only survive within narrow pH ranges. Through the action of exhaling carbon dioxide, excretion can be regulated. Take a breath. Breathe in. Now breathe out. Congratulations! You have just successfully operated the respiratory system.
Created using Powtoon.